Welcome to the Wild Wisdom Podcast, where we learn how to heal our hearts, find our voices, and step into our authentic power as the wild women that we were destined to be. I'm your host, Jessica Love. Settle into whichever way you like to listen to the Wild Wisdom Podcast, and let's get started. Okay, I feel like first podcast episode does need a little bit of chiming, so close your eyes, take a moment, just tuning inward. Just taking a moment, letting go of any stress or tension from the day thus far, letting go of any expectations for how you should be, so that you can arrive to this moment here in our space together. Let's take a big inhale. I am so kind of nervous about this podcast. For those of you who have been following me for a while, there's probably literally 30 of you. I attempted my first podcast. It was called Ultraviolet Thoughts in 2018. And I was still in college at the time and I was going through a lot. And I think I was just really still very fresh in my spiritual journey. I started it when I was doing my yoga teacher training, which I completed in March of 2018. And I just wanted to share all of the downloads that I was getting as I was going through this deepening in my spiritual awakening. And I was recording it in my dad's house, in my room, on my bedroom floor. And I'm so grateful for the opportunity to kind of like create that, but I just wasn't really ready yet. And so here we are, like 7 years later, it's 2024. Somebody do the math for me. And I'm really excited. I'm in an actual, like, official podcast studio. This wonderful woman, Brandy, at Her House Collective, supported me in helping me get set up. So shout out Brandy. I will put her Instagram below. She's a podcast guru. But yeah, that is why we're here. I just went through probably the craziest 2 years of my life. I thought that I had gone through spiritual awakening in 2018 when I had a near-death experience and things kind of started moving for me. Yeah, right. I officially went through spiritual awakening in 2022. This was really the last 2 years have been so healing, so necessary, and also so fucking insane for me. And I think for a lot of other people. And coming out of my cocoon, I'm realizing that I literally don't have time or space to dim my light anymore, to hide behind my insecurities. It's just time for me to show up. And here I am in 2024. Sorry, it's 2025. Okay. Here I am in 2025. It is February of 2025. Sorry, January of 2025 as I'm launching this podcast. And I'm so excited to connect with you all. So much has happened in the last 2 years. I've become a mother. I have a 10-month-old daughter. I've become a wife. I'm now married. I've changed my name because I got married. And yes, we did pick our last name. We did pick Love. My husband also changed his last name, which I think is really freaking cool. He's so amazing. And like, well, I guess fighting the patriarchy, but just love him. I literally couldn't do anything without him. But yeah, so here we are. A little bit about me. My name is Jessica Love. I'm a board certified life coach. I'm also a tarot reader, astrologer, and an embodiment and yoga teacher for wild women. I started coaching in 2018 after I had a near-death experience, which just really like catapulted me into a new level of my spiritual journey where it was time for me to start serving others. And becoming a women's coach has been literally one of the most healing things for myself and one of the most empowering things for myself. And getting to help over 50 women heal their hearts, find their voices, and step into their authentic power has been so inspiring. And I'm just really inspired by the women that I've worked with, the women that I've connected with on social media, and all of you who are listening today. What I learned from going through about 10 years of my life, dealing with anorexia, post-traumatic stress disorder, and depression, what I've learned is that the most important thing that one can do when they're on a healing journey is listen to people who have been where they are. Listen to people who inspire them to heal, inspire them to keep going. Because when you are in a healing journey, whether it's with a diagnosed illness or not, it doesn't matter. We've all been through shit and we're all on a healing journey. And when you've been there, it's so important to look at people who have been where you have been as your lighthouses. And I literally don't think I would be here today without the various teachers and creators that I read books written by, I listened to podcasts hosted by, and that I've seen content created by. And so that is why I'm here today after kind of like a 2-year relapse, to be 100% honest with you, with some of the mental illnesses that I had in the past. About. I have been healed from anorexia for, let me see, 7 years now. That feels really good to say. I've been healed from depression for about 7 years, but I did have a relapse after I had my beautiful, sweet daughter. I really struggled with postpartum depression, body image, all the things. And I'm still on a healing journey when it comes to those things, but I have recovered enough to a point where I feel like I'm ready to create again. I'm ready to hold space again. And I'm really excited to be here. No person that you see on social media, no person that you see in podcasts, no person that you see coaching is 100% healed. Your therapist is 100% healed. We are humans and we're on a healing journey too. But I'm learning that I need to take some of my own medicine right now. And what I would tell my coaching clients, I would tell my daughter, what I would even tell my husband or my best girlfriend is to just go for it. Because at the end of the day, life is short and we only have one opportunity in this particular lifetime to live out our soul's purpose. So why the fuck not? So that's why we're here. If you're interested in human design or astrology, I'm a 6-2 projector. Solar plexus is my emotional authority in human design. So you might see me crying, yelling, or laughing on this podcast. I'm a Gemini sun, Sagittarius moon, and Pisces rising. And I'm very passionate about astrology. I'm a self-taught astrologer, and I'm also a self-taught tarot reader. But I have been studying those 2 tools for a long time, and I'm really excited to bring them into this space, to bring them to the Wild Wisdom podcast, because they really are, they're seen as like new age tools, but they're not new age tools. They've been around in different cultures for generations and generations and generations. And I'm really excited to bring that esoteric or mystic wisdom to you all. And I am a board certified life coach and a certified psychosynthesis life coach. So I also have some tools that I've utilized as well as that I've utilized in my coaching practice and that I also used as a coach trainer for Psycho Spiritual Institute, where I got my certification for a few years. One of those tools is called psychosynthesis. It's essentially a psychology, a transpersonal psychology that addresses who you are as a soul beyond all of your conditioning, beyond your body, beyond your mind, and beyond your emotions, and empowers you to become all who you really are. Psychosynthesis was founded by an Italian psychiatrist. His name is Roberto Assagioli. He has since passed. He studied under Carl Jung and Sigmund Freud. And something that he realized was as powerful as their forms of psychology were, seeing the foundations that they created for psychotherapy, they spend so much time only focusing on the subconscious of the person. He likes to use this analogy of a house. And he said that they focus too much on the basement of the house, whereas Roberto Assagioli created psychosynthesis to address the whole being. He also wanted to see what's going on in the attic, what's going on above the house, right? And there is a very spiritual component to this form of transpersonal psychology that does acknowledge that a higher power exists and that one can kind of reach their own personal fulfillment through connecting to that higher power through something called transpersonal experiences. And so that's my little professional spiel. I also teach vocal activation workshops and sound healing, which I'm also self-taught in. So it's a little bit about me. Socially, I am a biracial woman, so I'm really passionate about providing spaces for other biracial women to just own who they are. I love creating safe spaces for people of color. I also love creating spaces for people who are gay, lesbian, queer, bisexual, transgender, gender fluid, non-binary, etc. I'm bisexual myself, and I have many people close to my heart that are transgender. So just know that even though this is marketed towards wild women, I don't personally associate women, the term women with having a vagina. So if you identify with the term woman and you do not have the genitalia that goes with that, I don't care. Be here, be in our energy. Like, I get so uptight about people who are really focused on anatomy when it comes to gender, because I just know deep down that we're all souls and we're all flowing through this experience together, however you identify. So I just want to lay the groundwork for the pod with my little spiel. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this episode of the Wild Wisdom podcast. Really enjoyed this podcast. Go ahead, like, share, and subscribe to spread this wisdom to other sisters who might need it.